Hi everyone. Recently I took my VinFast VF8 Plus on a 4-day road trip from the Bay Area to Tahoe, a journey of about 600 miles. We experienced everything from sunny skies in California to rain and snow near the Tahoe area. My overall impression, the VF8 handled it all really well, no issues with driving or control. In this video, I will cover three things: Tahoe area, how the VF8 performed during the trip, some tips and tricks to prepare for your next winter ride with an EV like the VinFast VF8. The Tahoe area is about 200 miles east of the San Francisco Bay Area at an elevation of around 6,000 feet. It's one of the most popular destinations in the US, and for good reason. Lake Tahoe is one of the oldest and deepest freshwater lakes in the world. The whole area is stunning year-round. The lake actually straddles two states, California and Nevada, and in winter, the area becomes a skiing paradise. If you haven't been, it's definitely worth adding to your travel list. Now, back to the VinFast VF8. Living in the Bay Area and visiting Tahoe many times, I was obviously tempted to see how this EV would handle the trip given the high elevation and colder weather conditions. In theory, the VF8 could make it to Tahoe from my place on a single charge, but in practice, I needed to stop for at least one charge along the way to prepare for next day. Overall, the VinFast VF8 handled all driving conditions exceptionally well. Here, one example, I rode on an icy road during snowfall from South Lake Tahoe to Carson City, Nevada, without using traction devices. The car felt really stable and reliable. Regarding the range, it can vary for any EV due to different factors like weather, driving conditions, and the battery. But even with relatively cold temperatures around 40 F, 5 Celsius degree in Tahoe, the VF8 range during my trip were fairly consistent. Along the road to Tahoe, there are a decent number of charging stations. I use Electrify America's 150 kilowatt chargers in Placerville, Sacramento, as well as a ChargePoint 62.5 kilowatt station in Tahoe. They work well for me. Fast charging was the biggest challenge of the trip. While level 2 chargers are great for at home and overnight, we have to rely on DC fast chargers on the road. On the California side, there are plenty of options. You don't have to worry about it. But in Tahoe, it's more limited. Only one Electrify America and one ChargePoint location. They weren't crowded in my case, but you might need to wait. The good thing is charging speed were decent. I got above 100 kilowatt at Electrify America and 60 kilowatt at ChargePoint. However, I had to warm up the battery sometimes. I did run into a few issues though. The first one is red light error as shown on the screen. The charge handle was stuck. Then I had to manually release the charging handle. In another instant, I needed to call ChargePoint support and they remotely restarted the station so I could unplug the handle. And yes, of course, it was really frustrating, but I'm still not sure if it was due to the car or the station. The second one is endless yellow light, a problem with the authentication process between the car and the charging station. Looking back, some of the issues were avoidable. For example, many Electrify America station have two connectors for redundancy, but multiple people try to plug in at the same time. It causes authentication conflicts. I also learned later that the authentication step can be extremely slow at some stations, so please be patient and give it some time to connect the station and the car. And unfortunately, some stations were damaged or out of service, and it overall further delayed the trip. I would highly recommend practicing with fast chargers before hitting the road. It can save you a lot of time and frustration. Now let's dive into some tips and tricks for planning your winter road trip with the VinFast VF8. First off, ensuring your tires are properly inflated. Temperature changes can affect tire pressure significantly. For example, my VF8 originally showed 34-35 psi, but the recommended value was 38 psi. I inflated them at Costco to 37 right before the trip, and after driving for 2 hours, the tires heated up and the pressure increased to 39. At Tahoe, the colder weather brought it down to 35 psi and then stayed consistent at that time. As an approximation, for every 10 degree change, you can expect 1 or 2 psi shift. The second one, I gathered several tips from the car manual and general online videos for winter driving. One is you could turn on traction mode for better grip on icy roads. The second one, small one but important, remember to turn off the autofold feature for the mirror to avoid ice build up when parking the car outdoor. And the third one, according to the car manual, you could also switch to eco mode to extend the range. Some also suggest that lowering regenerative braking to reduce sudden stop on icy roads, though I didn't really try it. And to be clear, some of the settings just make sense, but some are difficult to actually quantify. So you will need to try it out and see what works best for you and for your driving. And also before driving, you should clear snow and mud on the car to maintain the visibility and avoid sensor warnings. The car provides battery temperatures, level, and expected range through the app or on the car's touchscreen. In normal conditions, I estimate about 2 miles per 1% of battery. You can divide your trip distance by 2 to approximate battery usage. The VinFast Maps navigation apps also estimate battery levels at your destination, which is very helpful. And sometimes your phone might not have good network connection. You can use it at another navigation source. However, always double check the route for accuracy. I still trust Google and Apple Maps more. And you might know cold battery temperatures reduce EV efficiency for both charging and driving. You will see a warning from the car if battery temperatures is low. Since the car doesn't have a heat pump, you can pre-warm the battery by turning on AC or using the seat heaters before driving. They know exact formula for this, but letting the car warm up for a while before starting your trip can help. Additionally, using seat heaters consume less battery than heating the entire car while driving, making it a small but effective way to save extra energy for your trip. Regarding the charging handle, of course, always look for stations that support CCS connectors. A common issue you might encounter is the charging handle getting stuck. If this happens, just wait a bit. The car will release the handle automatically after displaying the red error light for some time, in my experience. If the handle still doesn't release, you can manually remove it by pulling the cable under the car hood as shown in the image. But be sure to turn off the vehicle first and then pull the correct cable. It's actually a good idea to practice these steps at home. Another common question is that do we need traction devices when driving in the winter and snowy conditions? The VF8's all-wheel drive and stock all-season tires with the M+S size for mud and snow are actually sufficient for most snowy conditions. However, in California, for example, traction devices are required in certain conditions. For the levels R1 and R2, you can ride without traction device, but you must carry them in case conditions worsen. And for the R3 level, all vehicles must use traction device. So in short, even you don't need to install traction devices in some cases, you still need one as a backup. I purchased tire socks from Let's Swap since they are super easy to install. Although I installed them briefly during a heavy snow day to try them out, I didn't really need them as conditions were manageable. If you do need to use traction devices, remember to ride slowly under 30 miles per hour for safety and to not damage your devices. And last but not least, ensure your luggage fits the cargo. The VF8's trunk isn't huge, but the front trunk provides extra room for smaller items. So to wrap up, my road trip to Tahoe with the VinFast VF8 was a great experience. The car performed well and proved that it is more than capable of handling winter travels. There were some challenges with fast charging that require proper planning and extra know-how. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you found this useful, don't forget to like and share your own EV travel experiences in the comments below.